Welcome back to Fourth and Troll Fantasy. What's going on, people? Welcome back to Fourth and Troll Fantasy, the most entertaining fantasy show on the planet. I'm Noah Selby.
I'm Wes Selby.
Studs and duds, week 8. That's what you're here for. 4 studs, guys who are going to help you win your week.
Flawless
Totally not
record.
going to go opposite here. Totally not going to go opposite. And some duds who are going to lose you your week.
Guaranteed.
Totally not going to go opposite here, you guys.
We promise.
Each position. Let's jump straight into it. Before we do, like, subscribe, ring the bell, join the Discord. Always having a good time in there. And let's jump straight into it. Wes, taking away with quarterbacks.
Oh, good. Here we go. Trollers. Let's talk about everyone's favorite Bengals quarterback in history. It's Joe Flacco, my stud. He's got one team left, and then he'll play for everyone in the AFC North. And I'm hoping that happens. But until then, I think we can start Joe Flacco if you're in need for bye weeks or if you got an injured quarterback, because that continues to happen. I really like what Joe Flacco has. And look, I said this when Tua was an actual quarterback. I want the guy that has Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I know that Tua wasn't all that great, but I was really liking what I was going to see. And you know what? In one season, he was almost top 10, and I like that. I'm using that same logic, not biased as to what happened Thursday night, but I want the quarterback that has Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And it felt like that could be Jake Browning, but then we learned the hard way that Jake Browning he sucks. He's not good. Flacco knows how to get Jamar Chase the football 23 times. And I don't know if that's going to happen next week, but I like that he is getting the football to Chase and Higgins, and Chase Brown as well, I think, is back in the fold because of Flacco. I like what he's going to do against an old team of his, the Jets, who he also torched when he was with the Browns a few years ago to make playoffs with the Browns. I love what he's going to do. Jets are terrible. Flacco's going to destroy them. And my dud, I'm going to go with Jackson Dart as a dud for week 8. And I know he just had a great fantasy week. And I know he's playing the Eagles. And you might say, well, he just did really great against the Eagles 2 weeks ago. Why wouldn't we start him again? Well, if you want to take a look with me, folks, look here on your stats. No, post on the screen. Don't do that. You don't have time for that. Here's how every quarterback has done against the Eagles defenses so far. Dak Prescott, 7 points. Patrick Mahomes, 22 points. That's good. Second worst of the season. Number 1 player in fantasy thus far. Number 1 quarterback, obviously. Second worst performance is against the Eagles. Stafford, 13 points. Baker Mayfield, 18. Bo Nix, who just had 40 points in fantasy. He scored 17 against the Eagles. And then Carson Wentz just posted 11 points. I'm not so sure that Jackson Dart is going to walk back into the Eagles defense and do what he did 2 weeks ago. Eagles are going to take him a lot more seriously, and they're going to also shut down Cam Scatterbo, I think. So I'm not ready to start Jackson Dart. I know there aren't a lot of better choices, but that's my take for the stats against Eagles defense for the quarterbacks. I think Dart's going to be a dud for week 8.
Let's jump into the running backs here, people. My stud running back for week 8 is J.K. Dobbins. He's had a solid year this year, but he has not had that big game yet, and I expect that against a Cowboys defense that is giving up the 3rd most fantasy points to running backs this year, averaging 19.1 fantasy points to the running back position. I think Dobbins is going to have his good 20-plus point game. He's going to really help you out this week. And I think RJ Harvey is also going to have a very good game as well. I think they're both in store for some really good weeks. So I really like those two. And now my dud running back, it's Alvin Kamara. Okay, I know Kendre Miller is out for the season. It's been a disappointing year for Alvin Kamara. He hasn't had over 31 rushing yards in any of his last 3 games. He hasn't had a rushing touchdown since week 1. Tampa, very difficult to run against with Vita Vea up there on that front 4. I'm not loving the matchup for Kamara. I think it's going to be a rough go of things. So he is going to be a running back dud for week 8.
Oh, if he's on the Saints. I mean, we're recording this a couple days before. So
sure. Yeah, there you go. I've
He
done this
might
before,
retire.
and I said I reserve the right to veto this if he gets traded. But, you know,
he might be having pina coladas.
I think the quote this week, was that if they want to send him somewhere, he's going to be having pina coladas on the beach very soon. So there you go.
That'd be really funny, as if this came out after he was traded and you're like, man, Vita Vea, no way you can run against him. Okay, wide receivers. Here's my stud for week 8. Kind of ironic because I said the dud was going to be quarterback, but stud, I'm going to go with Wan'Dale Robinson, who's been pretty great last 2 weeks and has started to really increase with targets with Jackson Dart under center. As I mentioned, I do think the Eagles are going to take this rush attack a little more seriously with what Cam Scatterbo has done lately, and they're going to try to clog up that middle and make sure that Scatterbo can't do what he has done to these last 2 opponents. And that opens up more for Wan'Dale Robinson, who I think is going to have a really great game. We've seen him with 9 targets and then 7 targets and then 12 targets. That's pretty great. Touchdown in week 6 and then 15.5 points in week 7. I like that he is the wide receiver 1 for the team. I like that he is the trusted guy. I know the tight ends are doing really well too for the Giants, and some ricochet footballs going around to get Theo Johnson to score. But I like that the ball is being spread around and that there is a true wide receiver. My dud is going to be Xavier Legette. I know he had a really great game, but this is the first time in his career that he's ever had 20 fantasy points. And that's not really exciting. We're 1.5 years, 1.5 seasons into his career. And with Bryce Young, who is going to miss this week as well, Andy Dalton did not help him out very much when he was under center last year. And I just don't think that Tetairoa McMillan is going to take that much of a back seat just because of this one game where he had a really good week. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, he had a pretty good game against the Dolphins. Who doesn't? I mean, that's not really telling me much, but I will just say that the last time he had something close to this was he had 19 points last season about this time. Very next week, 1.8 points. So just if you want some history facts, that's the reason I'm saying Legette is a dud.
Let's jump into the tight end position. My stud tight end is teammates with my stud running back. It's Evan Ingram going up against those Dallas Cowboys. Second most targets at the tight end position since he returned from injury in week 4. We've talked about Marvin Mims. We've talked about Troy Franklin. We've talked about Pat Bryant getting more involved. Ingram's been a guy who, for 4 straight weeks, has been really, really impressive and been getting more and more and more involved, been getting those good amounts of targets from Bo Nix. He said, listen, I know this isn't going to sound crazy or anything, but he's had over 9 fantasy points in 3 straight weeks. He's only scored 1 touchdown in that time frame. I know 9 points doesn't sound miraculous, but for the tight end position, you can take it there. He just had his single season high in snap share. It should be a high scoring game between Denver and Dallas to, be able to come out here and make a difference for his team. I like Evan Ingram a lot this week, so he is my stud tight end. My dead tight end is a good run, bud. Enjoy married life. It's Travis Kelce going up against the Washington Commanders. Rashee Rice returned and did exactly what he thought we would do. 29% target share in his first game back. He played like 40% of snaps, and he had a 29% target share. Travis Kelce, 9%. Single-digit target share for Travis Kelce as soon as Rashee Rice comes back into this game. Closest pass catcher beyond that was Xavier Worthy with 11%. Even running back gadget player Brashard Smith, 14%. Kelce is obsolete in this offense when Rice is there. So it was good. It was fun. It's good fun. Fuck out of here. There's no way you're going to continue this anymore. So there you go. Listen, that's going to do it. Studs and duds. Let us know in the comments whether we're onto something, whether we're complete fools. And check back with us on Monday.
Hear.
We'll see. We'll hear from you. So that is going to do it. We will see you next time. My name is Noah Selby.
I'm Noah Selby.
And this has been 4th and Troll Fantasy.